Hello everyone, I'm Greg Otto with FedScoop TV, and today we're at the Public Sector Innovation Summit, and I'm talking with Maria Roat, the CTO for the Department of Transportation. Maria, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So talk to me about your top 3 priorities for the next year.
So a few things I've been working on, coming into DOT, building out the CTO's office. So really continuing to build out my office, bringing staff on board, that's been a priority, and really bringing in the right people as part of the team. Those energetic and creative, and a lot of these folks are way smarter than me. So that's one of my priorities, is continuing to build out my office as well as our outreach across the department and who we're working with the rest of the agency. The second piece is really taking an enterprise approach to the department around how we look at systems across the department, similar functions across different modes across the department, and really taking that enterprise approach. One of the things we built out is, looking at a data service, data as a service, really building out those solutions. So taking that enterprise approach is really the second piece of that. And then just working through that really ties into the other two, is that culture of innovation, and really trying to get out front of that and bringing ideas forward that people might have, whether you're an HR person or a finance person, really bringing those ideas forward, because sometimes those folks have really good ideas, but maybe not the technical. So trying to really shift the culture, so focusing on that this year as well.
So what technological or policy innovation has been most important to your job over the past year?
I think even not just the last year, over the last few years, with just across the federal government, the energy around, digital services, thinking differently, 18F, of course, when they stood up, but just thinking differently and bringing that thought process and really doing things differently into the government space, where you're in an agency that's traditionally been very stovepiped. I think just overarching policies from, digital services to really aggressive around data center, moving to the cloud, the acquisition innovation labs now, and I'm hopeful that all of these things coming together will really change how we implement systems, how we support the mission, because that's what we're here for.
So what is the number one thing that is helping you or your office drive innovation inside the department?
People, people with really good ideas. Doing things differently and getting people to think differently about what they do and how they do it. I think that's probably the one thing, and while we don't have a digital services team yet, I was able to build up an innovation sandbox. So we've got a sandbox now in 2 cloud environments, and so we've got all of that running, but really trying to build in some of at least the support or the core capabilities that people can innovate and really are encouraged to take those risks and have an environment to try things.
So this is an interesting time. We have a few months left of the administration. How does that transition into a new administration affect what you're doing moving forward?
So all the groundwork that's been over the last few years, like I said, the digital services, all the rest of those changes and modernizing, all of that, I think as the political appointees roll out, I want to see the momentum continue. I don't want it to be, well, we're just going to keep the lights on and wait for somebody else. How about if we continue the momentum, keep things moving? It's a difference between keeping the lights on and continuing to move forward. And I want to see the progress that's been made not stop, and that the plans that are put in place continue.
Interesting. Maria, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your input.